My name is Lauren Bennett. 3 days after we buried my parents on our family ranch outside Boulder, Colorado, my Aunt Caroline cornered me in the oak-paneled study. "You have two choices, sweetheart," she said, her voice sweet as mountain honey but eyes cold as the Rockies in winter. "Marry Derek Langford or watch the trust transfer to the foundation I control. Your parents wanted you protected." The ultimatum hit like a blizzard. My parents had died when their SUV plunged off a twisty mountain pass near Estes Park. The sheriff called it weather-related, but something felt wrong. At 28, with an environmental science degree, I was no fool. Grandma Evelyn, who built Bennett Agrichem from a small feed store into a regional giant, had always warned me about Caroline's hunger for control. That night, I remembered Grandma's words. The next morning, I drove to Denver and met Thomas Riley, her old lawyer. In his office, he handed me a copy of her second will. "If anyone tries to force you into marriage or seize control, everything goes to you outright," he explained. Including evidence of Caroline's illegal chemical dumping into the South Platte River. It's been poisoning farms downstream for years. The documents showed kickbacks, falsified EPA reports, and a suspicious payment to a mechanic 2 weeks before my parents' accident. My parents had started asking questions. I played the grieving niece perfectly. I smiled at dinner with Derek, let Caroline plan the engagement party at the St. Regis in Aspen. Meanwhile, my best friend Mia, an investigative reporter in Denver, dug up victim testimonies from affected farming families. At the engagement party, surrounded by Colorado's elite, I stood in my white gown as Caroline beamed. When she handed me the prenup, I looked at the crowd. "This isn't an engagement announcement," I said, my voice steady. "It's the end of a lie." Thomas presented the authenticated will. Mia played the damning emails and recordings. Local farmers, led by Maria Ruiz, whose son got sick from the water, shared their pain. Caroline was arrested that night by CBI agents for conspiracy, fraud, and environmental violations. The evidence led to federal charges too. 6 months later, I control Bennett Enterprises. I didn't just punish. I made it right. We settled generously with every affected family, cleaned the rivers, and pivoted to sustainable agriculture tech that helps small farms thrive. I visited Caroline once in prison. She looked small. "You think you're better," she spat. "I chose to be," I replied. The lesson I learned? Greed destroys, but courage and compassion rebuild. My parents' legacy isn't the money, it's using it to heal what was broken. Today, the ranch is a place of hope, not secrets. And for the first time, I feel truly free.